time to get to Sanity Corner / I Feel Petty, aka Sani-Petty. Jennifer, do you want to lead us off?
Yes, I do. I feel so petty about this. I love this story so much. It is a terrible and also delightful and wonderful story. So there's this 35-year-old American fugitive called Nicholas Rossi, who the terrible part of this is that he was accused of sexual assault in the United States and a bunch of other crimes. There were like many crimes like identity theft, whatever. He faked his own death. And then he moved to Scotland, and Dateline tracked him down. And there's an interview this weekend about him, and he is now pretending to be a British professor. He also is pretending to have a number of disabilities, named Arthur Knight. And it is the most Mike Myers shit you've ever seen in your life, okay? He's wearing an oxygen mask. He has a disguise. He is... I just need everybody to just watch this entire thing. We're trying to extradite him, and bring him back to the U.S. And in the middle of this interview, he's just appalled and outraged that they would suggest that he is actually Nicholas Rossi. When they've identified his tattoos, he's exactly the same man. But he's like, oh, you don't understand how hard it is for me. It is amazing. And his British accent is even worse than that. No. So anyway, yes.
Oh my God.
Nicholas Rossi, worst man, best man
oh
of
my
the
God.
week. Yes.
Practically, I can picture a fake mustache.
Yes.
Like one of those little
Totally.
Yes, he's wearing a bow tie. Yes, exactly.
This may be controversial. I think Dateline does great work. I mean, they caught a lot of predators, and they have put some husbands behind jail. There were a lot of unsolved cruise murders that I'm like, Dateline, they got on those.
That's right.
Yeah, Dateline. Long live Dateline.
Yep.
For all of its somewhat flirting with trashy reputation. God bless it. Okay, so I got something I'm feeling petty about. So, parents who are listening are familiar with a person named Ms. Rachel. Ms. Rachel, for people who don't know who she is an angel sent down from heaven to just sing songs to little kids. She does these YouTube videos that are straight to camera. She sings songs, she plays games, and I know that screens are bad for kids or whatever, but we're living in reality, and
Miss Rachel's good. Miss Rachel's good for kids.
Miss Rachel's good. She teaches them to sing songs. She taught Juniper the wheels on the bus. Yes. She's Juniper does the little thing. Anyway, Miss Rachel has this group of people that also help her sing songs and teach songs to the littles. And one of them is, and Juniper's favorite, is named Jules. And Jules is a non-binary singer-performer. And they sing the Brush Your Teeth song, and they're so enthusiastic, and they've got such a good voice. But in recent weeks and months, Jules has been subject to online harassment simply for existing and being a part of Ms. Rachel's wonderful YouTube channel for kids. And I'm just going to say this. If you want to attack Jules, you're going to have to get through me first. This is a Jules house. I can't believe that anybody would ever attack somebody for simply existing and singing happy songs to children, which you can access for free on YouTube. Or if you don't like it, don't watch Ms. Rachel's channel.
Raise your own fucking kids,
raise your own kids. They're going to be weirdos who grow up, and when the other kids are like, I love Ms. Rachel, they're going to be like, what? I don't know who Ms. Rachel is. My parents are fascists. Jules Hoffman, non-binary performer on Ms. Rachel's channel, is an absolute treasure, just like all of the other performers, and I am just completely gobsmacked that anybody would take the time to go take the time out of their day to harass a person who's just trying to sing songs to kids. It's not like Jules Hoffman is on Ms. Rachel's channel being like, hey kids, everyone's non-binary, let's all do it. They're just existing, and it makes me furious. And I guess I read in this Washington Post piece about the harassment that a lot of these people harassing them don't even have kids. So why do you fucking care? It's so... We are living in dark times, and I will defend Jules with whatever I can. These tiny, ineffectual white lady fists. I will fight for them. So that's what I'm feeling petty about this week. Do not harass Jules Hoffman. Jules is a treasure. That's what I'm feeling petty about. Okay. You're a Megan, you're a Ms. Rachel House.
Oh, big time Miss Rachel House. And yesterday, Conrad was freaking out in the car, and we put Miss Rachel on, and it does help. Like, she also has a background in speech pathology. She started doing this because her own son was, like, struggling with some development. It all comes from such a wonderful, good place. It's this thing, like, I think pediatricians have said, yes, this actually is good for development. Can you say mama? I mean, bops on bops on bops. We love Miss Rachel here.
All right. Yeah. I mean, she's great. And it's not like overstimulating for the kids.
No,
and
it's wonderful.
It's wonderful.
Jules is great too. Jules is great too.
Jules is so, I love the pirate song that Jules does.
Jules
Where the
plays
Krabby
guitar.
Jules
You
plays
know, like,
guitar.
Jules is a talented musician.
Yeah. Leave Jules alone. Okay. Alyssa, Sanity Corner or I Feel Petty this week?
Guys, I've got a sanity corner because I have never felt so seen as I was by the episode, as I did by the episode of Succession last week. And I know everyone's talking about Succession, it's so much, but guys, every reference, I was like, back it up. They have turned Frank, wait, what's the other guy's name? Frank and
The skinny neck man?
Frank and Carl. They have turned Frank and Carl into Waldorf and Statler, talking about feeling like Peking ducks hanging from a window in Chinatown. The conversation between Tom and Shiv,
The earlobes.
the chewy earlobes that are like barnacle meat. I'm like, I can't keep it. When Mattson is atop a mountain asking Roman and Kendall if this is like Hanna-Barbera like business school that they went to. So many people texted me. They're like, what's Hanna-Barbera business school? I was like, oh my God, you're too young. I was like, go watch some Flintstones and come back to me. It was perfect. It was perfect. I was giddy when I was done watching it. I'm like, I have to rewatch it because I'm sure I missed so much. Like, did Shiv do coke while pregnant? I think she did.
I don't think so. I don't think she was drinking the drink.
They didn't show it.
No, she took a couple of sips of the drink.
But I'm just saying.
But like not big sip, yeah.
They're dancing all over the place, and it is incredible. I love when they go on location. Give me more Norway all the time. And also, having worked at Vice for my share of years, Mattson is the most iconic composite of a tech bro I have ever seen. It is... Oh, he's like got his I'm man of the earth, fall raven, whatever, but he won't, but he has like the most expensive mattress in the world. It is perfect. And when he's just like, yeah, it's cool, but I don't know, maybe it's shit. It's like, I'm like, oh my God.
And the blood, and him sending the blood
bricks of frozen blood to the comms director.
Poor Ebba.
I was literally in heaven watching that episode. It was the pinnacle of straight entertainment. I was utterly entertained. It was wonderful. It was fucking wonderful.
I'm also gonna say that
that's
there's
our
like,
porn right there.
Oh, that is
my, you know what? That's what I am horny for. Okay, I am horny for Succession. I love that Matt. All of them. I'm like, oh my God. Even my husband's like, I'll let you watch Succession. I'll be back later. You guys, we cracked the code. Now we know what makes me horny.
The blood bricks thing, I thought, was a really kind of, I mean, I don't know if they intended this, but it was a really good kind of counter argument for that thing that guys who suck always say, like, oh, it's not sexual harassment if he's hot. It's like, yes, it is. If Alexander Skarsgård is sending me bricks of blood and I work for him and I don't want the bricks of blood, it is sexual harassment. And Ebba did not deserve that. Poor
And who would
thing.
want the bricks of blood? Who wants that?
I don't know. Maybe if you're just building a goth igloo, you would want the bricks of blood. I don't know. Megan, you get to go last. Sanity Corner or I Feel Petty?
Sanity. Somebody put NBA playoffs in the suggestions, and I took the bait. I'm guessing it was Caroline.
That was me.
Oh, okay. Because I was like, oh, Caroline is on her real Warriors podium right now. Her Warriors are the defending champions. They are in a series tied with the Sacramento Kings, who have not been to the playoffs in 17 years. So very excited for that fan base. The Lakers, I mean, the NBA playoffs, It's also the NHL playoffs, Stanley Cup playoffs right now, and people say that is the best playoffs in sports. If you're just like, let me dip my toe in, there's so many games happening right now because it's mostly the first round. There's a guy whose name is Dylan the Villain Brooks, and he's got wild hair, and I can't figure out if he has acne scars. There's just a lot of really fun things happening. Jimmy Butler, who is, I do think, a strong feminist, scored 56 points the other night. Giannis, my hero, is injured but playing and on the verge of being eliminated. And you can definitely skip some of the teams. The Denver Nuggets, they do nothing for me.
I hate the Nuggets.
They're so boring. I guess the one exciting thing is they have a star who accidentally went live while he was getting a blowjob from his girlfriend, but that was like 4 years ago. But every time they show him, I go, oh my God, I hope they're still together. The Suns are kind of like a super team of villains right now.
What about Devin Booker? He's fun.
I am not a Devin Booker fan. There's so much Kardashians around him that I tend to go, I don't know. I do like Chris Paul. I think Chris Paul is like, fine. And Kevin Durant. I love Kevin Durant's mom, and she sits courtside, and she's an icon. This is a Lakers house, and this is a Bucks house. So the Knicks are, if you are in New York, you have seen the streets have been packed. Knicks fans are acting like they are winning the championship every single night. It is so funny. And I think they may be able to execute James Dolan. Like like they are going to overcome the most evil owner left in sports now that Dan Snyder is out. So yeah, NBA playoffs, it's truly fun. Turn in at the fourth quarter. I'm not even saying you got to just tap in, tap out. I hate to go there. A lot of hunks, a lot of bodies, a lot of cool tattoos, lots of kids, such cute kids. We're getting kids at press. We're getting kids after the game. We're getting kids on TikTok seeing their daddies play. So it's a good time.
Oh, I got to pour one out for the Timberwolves, who did get one win off against the Nuggets, even though they were an 8th seed.
No, they're a mess. They're a mess. This is a big Anthony Edwards house. We love him. Cat lost 7 family members in COVID, so he's like just a hero for life for what he's been through. They got to get it together, Erin. You need to like send them a cameo because it's a bunch of like sort of children running the show there. But I do love them. They gave up too much for Rudy Gobert, and now they're kind of suffering those consequences, though.
But yes, the NBA playoffs are fun. They're like fun. You don't even have to follow basketball during the regular season, although the payoff is more if you do. You can just tune in for the playoffs. It's so fun. Megan, I'm glad you picked that one. That was bait, and you took it. And we all benefited as a result.